We have some breaking news as the Celtics have made multiple moves today as the free agency period has just started. Luke Kornet and Neemias Queta were both brought back to the Boston Celtics, and we're going to be breaking down why these are impactful moves made by Brad Stevens to ensure the front court is going to have some key depth pieces as they push on for Banner 19 next season. We'll be looking at all of this and more on this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Velez. Welcome back to this episode. You guys have been absolutely fantastic hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button. So if you guys do enjoy the content, make sure to keep that up because the support definitely does not go unnoticed. Without further ado, let's dive into the video at hand. Make sure to grab a snack. And like I mentioned in the introduction, Luke Kornet and Neemy are going to be back for this Boston Celtics team. If we want to look, we can see that Adrian Wojnarowski dropped a bomb on us right at 6 p.m., and it was the first Woj bomb as free agency had just started, being Luke Kornet agreeing to a one-year deal to return to the Boston Celtics. Celtics fans were pumped up. I was pumped up. I recorded, made it a video, went to upload, and then Shams drops this bomb for other Celtics fans as well, letting us know that free agent big man Neemias Queta has agreed on a multi-year deal to stay with the Boston Celtics, sources tell The Athletic and the Stadium. Now, at this very moment, we do not know the exact amount for Luke Kornet and or Neemias Queta, but we do know that both of those centers will be returning to this Celtics team for next season. And with the Celtics having some roster spots available, only having four, retaining two of their players is key as this team just won a championship and already can integrate these players into developing into better players for this system. I like that the Celtics were able to go out and get both of these guys, retain them. And we mentioned in previous videos, Luke Kornet is a solid defender, can play some great defense. Not the greatest on the pick and roll, but defending at the paint. We saw in the playoffs versus Bam Adebayo, him hold his own and being a very good, lob threat and being a nice little underneath the basket little tip in or hook shot. When looking at, and he can also stretch out to the 3-point line if he needs to be. When we look at his stats from the season this year, we can see he averaged 5.3 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 1.1 assists, averaging one block, shooting 70% from the field and 100% from free as a 7'2" center. When we look at Neemias Queta, 5.5 points, 4.4 rebounds, zero point 0.7 assists on 0.8 blocks and 0.5 steals, shooting 64% from the field, and obviously a 7-foot center at 24 years old. Luke Kornet has a little bit more on him for more years, but Queta has that youth movement, was a co-runner-up for the G League MVP, and was very solid for the Celtics on a two-way contract, finally earning him a standardized deal by the end of the season, taking that 15th roster spot and becoming the first Portuguese player to ever earn a standardized contract in the entire NBA history. Congratulations to Neemias Queta, and he will still be able to continue and develop on being that high-flying, high-energy, offensive rebounding, rim running, rim protecting center that I think he can turn to be, and many Celtics fans as well in our comment section and in the fan base also believe that he can turn and blossom into being. I think that with the Celtics locking him up on a long-term deal, for a multi-year deal, that is key for the Celtics as they are going to try to keep this team locked up for the foreseeable future. As we already know with this squad, when looking at them in the salary cap and looking at some of these other free agents, Xavier Tillman is still there, O'Shea Brissett is still there, Svi Mykhailiuk is still out there, and with the Celtics only having two standard roster spots left, automatically, not all of them will be coming back to this Celtics team as they've already added another piece in Baylor Shireman from the first round. That ultimately, like I mentioned, leaves the Boston Celtics with only two roster spots remaining. If you want to look at this chart here, this was an updated one via the Luke Kornet signing. But as you guys can see, the starting five: Holiday, White, Brown, Tatum, Porziņģis. Reserves: Pritchard, Springer, Shireman, Hauser, who they're working on an extension with, one picking up his team option. Walsh, Horford, Kornet, add Queta down below into that, bottom section. Obviously going to have Anton Watson on a two-way contract. Still have the possibility of having Drew Peterson come back on that two-way contract as well. And then you look at the free agents, Tillman and Brissett. those could be the two guys that come back. You fill out the roster, let go Mihailuk, and you run it back. Or the Celtics could look at some other ways to add some free agents when looking at the veteran minimum market, as they are in the second apron. They cannot go out and use an MLE. They cannot go out and get any of these guys with the big name contract values. So ultimately, the Celtics looking to retain and bring back some of these guys, possibly Reset and Tillman, could be smart. But maybe we'll see the development of guys like Queta, of guys like Jordan Walsh in this system, and we might not see those guys come back, as they could go and get paid bigger money in free agency and go chase those contracts somewhere else. That gets to the point of the video today, which kind of discuss what this means for the Boston Celtics. Now, with Queta coming back on a multi-year deal and Kornet coming back on a one-year deal, since we don't know the actual amounts, we will let you guys know once they get finalized down below in the comment section. So check for the pinned comment, or if you watch it later, look for that pinned comment to see if that gets updated. But Neemias Queta, multi-year deal, seems that to me that the Celtics do believe in Neemias Queta. They think he has this upside to turn into be this backup big, and I think that we're going to see Queta and Kornet kind of competing for that backup big man spot. Now, we obviously know that Kristaps Porziņģis is going to be out 5 to 6 months due to getting his surgery, which was successful. And with Kristaps Porziņģis being out for at least 1 to 2 months, probably the start of the season, if not longer, Al Horford's going to have to step up into that starting role. With Al Horford stepping up into that starting role, we've seen him dominate as being a three-point shooter and also rim protector and rim paint piece, as I still believe that he can still be a starter in this NBA at 38 years old. But as he continues to get older and hit 39, the Celtics do need some insurance just for Al Horford to rest, especially if the Celtics are playing on a back-to-back. They're not going to have a starting center. So having a guy like Kornet, having a guy like Queta under a roster for now, for the foreseeable future, is huge. And once those contract numbers come out, we'll obviously break it down a little bit more. But I'm sure Luke Kornet on that one-year deal is taking a team-friendly contract to make sure that he can stay with this squad, because he likes to be with guys like Peyton Pritchard, with guys like Sam Hauser. He's already built those connections after getting traded from here, from Chicago, and kind of blossoming in Boston. We obviously saw him at the parade, and if you guys were there, you saw how energetic and how passionate he was and how happy he was to see those fans. So I truly believe that Luke Kornet was going to do anything in his power and take any kind of pay cut to remain in Boston, and that's why he signed that one-year deal. When looking at a player, and obviously in Neemias Queta, they obviously signed him to a multi-year deal. That ultimately, I think, allows him to kind of grow and maybe take over as that backup center and get more looks and more runtime. As we obviously know, Queta was on a two-way contract for a majority of this season, playing down in Maine and trying to develop and get better. By having him develop into this offseason, I truly think he can step up and be that next big for the Boston Celtics. But like I mentioned, they have only 2 roster spots remaining, $192 million in cap left to go. And with this roster getting tighter with the second apron and with Tatum and Derrick White expecting extensions, I would like to see that the Boston Celtics, with their final 2 roster spots, either look to bring back Xavier Tillman and O'Shea Brissett on team-friendly contracts and run it back just as usual, or then possibly look at some veteran minimum guys, maybe a Joe Ingles, maybe a Joe Harris, maybe even maybe even just another spot-up shooter to kind of replace Mihailuk, and maybe another replacement, power forward position big, depending on how much they believe in Jordan Walsh really ascending and being up to that backup power forward if Tillman and Brissett do leave. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. How excited are you guys at the fact that the Celtics are able to keep Luke Kornet and Neemias Queta? Because I'm perfectly excited. I think that they did a fantastic job in securing 2 big needs that they needed in free agency. And even though Tillman or Brissett might be on the move, I think that the possibility of them even returning on a team-friendly deal is still in the likelihood. And we'll have all the news breaking down and going over all of that for you guys. But as you guys know, we got to get to the comment of the day. Drop down your thoughts, drop down your feelings. If you want to make sure you stay updated on everything revolving around this team and stay up to date, we're going to be breaking it down to you. So make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Let's get into the comment of the day. Comment of today's video goes out to Joe Bell, 3220, where he says, "This very point is why Queta is a heck of a beast. Highly reliable and very young. Imagine his upside. Great, thorough report regarding Queta." And I want to say thank you so much, Joe Bell. And yeah, I'm excited to have Queta back. I think he could be that high energy rebounder, that kind of replacement for Rob Williams in that kind of regard of being a rim runner, being a rim protector, being a shot blocker, and hopefully could stay more healthy and more consistently healthy than Robert Williams would as well for the Boston Celtics. But let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know how you guys feel down below in the comment section about the Boston Celtics retaining both of these players. As you guys know, we're trying to keep you up to date ASAP on all this news. So if you want to make sure you stay up to date on everything regarding this team, even the little tad bits of information like Neemias Queta, Luke Kornet coming back, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you stay up to date with Celtics Digest, with the live streams coming weekly, daily uploads. We are going to be coming with jam-packed news, and free agency just started. So we're going to be having all the updates regarding this team. Even if somebody leaves, we'll have an update for you guys. Without further ado, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. I'm Bruce Veliz, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day, and go Boston Celtics.